Hi guys, today I want to talk about Maracuja oil from Rainforest Chica. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Rainforest Chica, the company, and then I'm going to talk about the oil, and then I'm going to give you my opinion of it. My name's Sharon, welcome back to my channel. Make sure you guys subscribe below and turn on notifications to get the latest updates. Okay, so let's get started. I found out about Rainforest Chica a couple of years ago. So I was making my own body butter and I was doing things pretty basically. I was using grapeseed oil, apricot kernel oil, shea butter, and cocoa butter. And I was purchasing maybe like a pound or so of this, or 16 ounces, because it was very cheap and affordable. And I was looking kind of to expand my horizons, and I heard a lot of good things about Rainforest Chica, so I went on over to her website, and her prices were just a lot more than what I was used to spending. And now that I know what I know, I've come to realize that this natural community, the natural hair care and skincare products, they are kind of considered luxury items. And I've been looking at prices from other companies and whatnot, and I've come to realize that Rainforest Chica has really affordable prices. And the great thing about her is that she offers samples. You can purchase samples from her. So I purchased a handful of samples from her last summer when she was in Brazil. And at that time, every time she went to Brazil, she would give 15% off. And the reason behind this was because, you would have to wait, a couple weeks to get your order because she wasn't in Brazil and then she had to process it. She's currently in Brazil now. And on her website, it's just closed. It's closed until the 18th. And I'm not sure if after the 18th, if she's going to offer 15% off or if she's not. I do have a 5% off code for you guys, and you can find that information below in the description box. But I think one reason why she is not offering the 15% off currently at the moment is because she has recently gone and gotten a bigger shop. So Chris is the owner of Rainforest Chica, and she is located in Florida. So she's got a brick and mortar store, and she has gone from a smaller shop to a bigger shop, and she said that in the process, her business is booming and she's doing better. She actually had to downsize her house. So she does really put her business in the forefront. And another thing is that she does most of this work by herself. And I know it can be very stressful having to run your own business, but she does all the responding to the social media. She's got Instagram and Facebook. She also has Twitter, but she doesn't use it so much. Any emails or DMs or PMs or whatever that you are dealing with Chris. And she does get some help from family or friends, and she's posted pictures of her neighbors helping out or family helping out, but it is mainly all her, and she shares this information with us, and that's something that I think is important. She's not just focusing on pushing her products, but you're able to see her as a person. And over the course of the past few years, I've been following her on social media. I've come to realize that she has passionate about a couple things, and she tells people about this, and one of them is animals and another is plastic pollution. So animals, she has talked about cruelty-free products and mentioned them a couple times in Facebook. She's also talked about veganism, and I don't know if she is 100% vegan or just tries to limit the amount of animal products that she consumes or not, but she does share this information with us. She also takes pictures of wildlife. So like I said, she's located in Florida. Where I live, like cats and dogs, it's really all I see. But she sees all these amazing things and she posts pictures on them. They come to her front door and whatnot. She has contact with these wildlife. And the last time that she was in Brazil, one of the last times she was in Brazil, she actually found a litter of puppies on the street. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Latin America or South America, but street dogs are pretty commonplace there. That's not to say that cities are overrun by dogs or anything, but like in the U.S. where they have alley cats or whatnot, in South America, Latin America, you have street dogs, and that's just the way of life. And she lives in Florida. I told you guys she lives in Florida. She goes to visit Brazil about every 3 months, so 4 times a year, and she probably goes for about 10 days or 2 weeks. And while she was there, she found these puppies, and she took them to the shelter or whatnot. And she could have just kind of washed her hands of them, and she didn't. She has been paying for them totally and completely, like financially supporting them. So they were sick. They had to get de-fleed or bugged or whatever, dewormed or paying for the vaccines that they're getting. And they were sick. So they thought they were okay, but they ended up with distemper and parvo. And then these are puppy diseases that can actually kill puppies. And I believe she had 7 puppies, and one of them actually ended up succumbing to these diseases because they can, like I said, they do kill puppies. The rest of the puppies are healthy and they're doing fine, and she's continuing to pay for them, the shelter and the upkeep and the food and all that. She's also trying to find them homes so they don't have to live in the shelter. So I think that is really pretty cool. And another thing that she has talked about is plastic pollution. And I know this is difficult for her because she uses plastic packaging. And you kind of can't help it like nowadays. I'm sure 100 years ago, we didn't have this, but nowadays I just can't imagine my life without plastic. So she has, this is a glass roller bottle, and she has, the ball itself is metal. Okay, but the housing, this is the housing, and the cap, these are plastic. And she has like her butters, for example. Her butters have plastic. You just kind of can't get away from it. And she has talked about, I believe in July, it's like No Plastic July or something, and she has given ways that you can help reduce the amount of plastic that you come in to contact with, such as, bringing a reusable a water bottle like a thermos and not using straws, or using reusable straws or reusable cutlery, or things like that. That we're a disposable society, and plastic, we're in an assumption that you can recycle it, and you really can't. It has a limit, and then it ends up in the earth, and it just ends up harming, all of us, the environment, and plants and animals, and people and whatnot. And so I think that's really cool that she shares this information with us. So as I mentioned, she does go to Brazil. And she is a small business. I really enjoy supporting small businesses, niche businesses, women-owned businesses, and she kind of turns around and she does the same thing. So in Brazil, she visits Brazil, and she comes in contact with her suppliers. And her suppliers, from what I can tell, are mainly community farms or family-run farms, family-owned and run farms. So she's really trying to help out the local population. This is so important because you have a lot of conglomerates out there that are just coming in and snapping up these small businesses, our family-run businesses. Shea Moisture was one of them, and I'm sure their suppliers are changing. So she really does a lot in helping out with the ethics and the sustainability. And the reason that she started Rainforest Chica is she wanted to bring these oils and butters kind of to the world, so to speak. These oils and butters that have been used, for a long time in Brazil among indigenous populations, cosmetically, medicinally, and therapeutically. And now people can use them, and I think that's really cool. So I've given you guys loads of information about Chris and Rainforest Chica. I want to talk about the Maracuja oil that I got. So Maracuja or Maracuja, I'm not sure. I've heard it pronounced different ways, whether you speak Spanish, Portuguese, or English. But I got this, and I was really excited because I love maracuja fruit, and making maracuja juice. And I really wanted it to smell like maracuja. And I read the description, it said light fragrance, and I thought, okay, well, I'm kind of sensitive to smell, and it really does have a very light fragrance. So I'm kind of disappointed. I really wanted it to be full-on maracuja smelling. But I'm going to give you guys some basic information. So it's cold pressed, it's wild harvested, comes from Brazil. So that's a lot of her products like that are like that, cold pressed, wild harvested from Brazil. Some of them also come from Peru, but it's mainly Brazilian. It's high in vitamin A and C, and it also is high in linoleic acid. It's 62% linoleic acid. So what maracuja is usually known for is for under eye circles. This did come with a label, a nice pretty parchment label that promptly fell off just because it's really hard to get labels to stick to roller balls. They tend to get greasy. And these roller balls, I'm actually not a fan. I have to say one thing that I don't like about this, you guys can see here, this is painted glass. This is not colored glass, and I do not like these roller balls. Ones from Vivaplex are really amazing if you guys wanted to can or do that. I am glad I was able to try the sample. It was about $6, but I just don't like the roller ball. So it really helps with under eye circles and puffiness and just like the under eye area in general. So in addition to that, now I didn't know, it is also used for anxiety and sleeping, which is really good because I use this at night, right before I go to bed. But she says creams and soaps or lotions that have maracuja in it and unrefined maracuja in it are useful and helpful to help get people to sleep or to decrease their anxiety. It can also help with some skin conditions. She said it's good at moisturizing, and it's an emollient. It's good for dry skin and such as psoriasis and eczema, and it can also be used for like aches and pains and muscle pains or something like that when you're using it for massage. So I do like this. I would definitely get it again. I'm not that familiar with a fatty acid composition or fatty acid profile, but she does have all that information available on her website if you want to check it out. So I've given you guys loads of information about Chris and Rainforest Chica, and I've told you about the maracuja oil. Now I want to hear from you guys. Have you ever purchased anything from Rainforest Chica? I know that she's very well known and very well respected in the oil, butter, and lipid community, just because she has quality products, like amazing products. She's a small business, and what she does ethically and working with sustainability. People really admire her for that. So if you've purchased anything from her, what have you purchased? And let me know your opinion of it. And if you have not, head on over to our website and check it out and let me know what you would purchase from her if you were to purchase anything from her. Please also like this video and give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications to get the latest updates. I will see you guys later.